You must have heard the story of Papi Gudial a lot. But what if you yourself get stuck in a place where you and only you are the only ones sweating? Not one or two or 10, but thousands of sinful dolls hanging from the tree talking to each other, laughing as if making fun of someone, and their eyes as if the person in front is having a lot of fun. The first meeting with all these bullets took place in Mexico 3 years ago. Arriving there, I came to know about an island in Mexico City, which they call Munich with all the slides in Spanish, Island of the Dolls. It was too late for me to reach its solution. In the golden evening of sorts, only the boats of the north could be seen returning. No one's going to sleep, because now all I've heard about Tall Silent is news that the place is so scary. People vacate that place as soon as it is evening. There was no question of staying till night, but when I gave it to the boatman named Santo, he offered to pay him. So thinking started agreeing to go there right after hatch. Lo, Jane, I am offering 2 to 3 times more money. There is no use in refusing. You are good, Baba. Don't come inside. Wait for me on the shore with me. Hey, Sam, who would refuse after seeing so much money? How can you deny yourself? What is the rest of my life? I am only saying that Shyam doesn't want to go there. It happens. Hey, Santo, I've got somewhere to go, and if I don't go now, so I'll never be able to go again. Hey, sir, have you also started speaking your own language? Let's spin you at Santo. I was immediately put on my boat and then proceeded towards Dawn Silent. On the outskirts of the day, it was starting to get really hot in the evening. Only the returning boat was visible all around the canal. I was the only one who was moving towards that side with Santo. In the beginning, it didn't strike me as strange. The one named Sim to see started asking why he is going to tire too. So I was a little worried that I must say something. 10:30 is not doing something wrong by going loud. This worry of mine also increases the pressure. Ever since we used to tell lies to them, that he is not going there, he will just take him further in the canal. But I was going to the same place from where everyone was coming back in the evening. Earlier this place was not so dangerous. You big people of those people tell that a man named Julian used to live here and all this started with him. That's why I mentioned to tell him the whole story while moving his paddle. He started running his mouth and told me the story of many years ago, when there was no one to ask this deserted island. Then a fakir named Julie, wandering here, also reached here and made the missile his abode. His days passed by, otherwise the head used to keep troubling him. Sometimes he could not sleep the whole night because of the old age of his animal. Then a couple of days came when the morning had not even opened its eyes properly, that you started hearing the voice of a baby girl in Julian's ears. Someone save my Korea from breaking up. Is anyone listening? As soon as the Chuliana was opened, the Sangat ran after this voice. When he reached near, he found that the girl had left the bank and started drowning in the canal filled with dust. She started thrashing to save herself. To save him from Julian, he quickly runs towards her and jumps into the canal without thinking anything, and by the time he came it was too late. The girl was completely drowned in water. Julie went inside and started looking for him. And when after searching for a long time that girl could not be found, he became it and only. Then the dead body of the girl came up floating near him. When Julian came out with that girl, her life could not be saved. Julian buried her there and became evening from morning. But Julian's restlessness was not letting him sleep. So at night he again went to the grave of that girl, where he saw another girl sitting. When Julian reaches her running, he sees that she is a doll. Julian was shocked to see that doll. This because of the Barbie doll. That girl lost his life. But this how's the doll here? Saying this, Julie throws the lamp away in the river and goes back and tries to sleep. After a lot of effort, he gets sleep, but in his dream he is outside. Drowning glimpses of that girl started appearing, and as soon as it increased, she opened her eyes with restlessness. Next morning when he came back there, he again found the doll, and he also hanged it on a tree, and after that it kept going after that, and started getting dolls from different places. And he started decorating the whole forest with it. In no time, the number of bullets on that island reached thousands, and because there was no one to inquire about this island. So Julian also continued to do all this without any hindrance, about which the people of the outside world had no information. But after some time a filmmaker would also turn around. Roaming, Julian's doll reached Silent, where he heard the whole story of Olian and told it to the people of the world. but no one paid much attention to his words, and then after a few years Julian's body was found lying where he had buried that girl. It is not known whether Julian died or was killed at the exact place where he found the sinister doll, but his body was found at exactly the same place as the doll. Everyone was shocked that how could this happen, and after that day no one went after evening. Reached the lab, here and you will not set foot outside Anayo. Let's keep going now. Sintu, as he put me on the doll, silent and himself went outside and stood far away from the shore. Here evening had turned into night and candles were burning at every little distance on the island. Wherever someone was hanging, I fell into the same dim light. The sight was such that as if a doll had been told to us. Where there are only girls and girls everywhere, but this is something terrible, such a scene that I had never imagined. There was only one bus everywhere, and my every step inside the island seemed to be taking me under the shadow of some terror. Still don't know why I kept on moving forward, although did not tell my center without caring for his life. But it is not at all that I have come to this place for the first time. I have been here many times before there as well. Just looking for the doll that Bangles found here for the first time, but I'm having a hard time finding it. She comes into action only at night, but before, yes, I did not agree to spread every hand. Then I came to know about Santo's greed, and today I am here on the island. I looked around there smiling because there was a lot of relief. Still, I didn't hear any doll's whispering sound, nor any scary smile. Hear you who I was laughing here, thinking that all things are nonsense, but there is nothing like that here. And only then when someone whispered my name and started laughing horrifyingly, I got goosebumps of fear. Tell me who called me. It is not the same as soon as I am in the middle of the said doll suddenly crawling fast like me and pull my leg. Dragged her to the top where the girl was buried, and on top of that was the doll I was looking for. But my condition was such that I could not bear them, and as soon as I got up and looked towards that Korea, 2 long nailed hands bit me. If you disturb my doll, I will kill you, those hands biting my nails on my throat, and as soon as they pull words in my ear. Lay down because of the better and fell there. But whose voice was it? Who was she who wants to keep me away from that Korea? And what is the secret of this island? We'll tell on the next episode. Must subscribe the channel